If you've been keeping an eye on the news lately, you know that everyone is trying to figure out what the 2026 housing market is going to look like. And as a realtor here in the San Jose metro area, I'm constantly diving into this data as well. Why? Because even though these lists typically look at the whole country, what happens in other big tech hubs or growing metro areas eventually ripples right back here to Silicon Valley. Things like energy costs, new infrastructure, and industrial and job growth in other states actually impact our local property values and the cost of living for us right here at home. And if you're thinking about making a move this year, there is one thing that you have to understand before we even look at the numbers. There isn't just one housing market in 2026. Instead, we're seeing a massive split this year. Experts are saying that this is one of the most geographically divided markets that we've probably seen in years. And depending on where you stand on this map, the advantage shifts completely. Selma Hepp, the chief economist at CoreLogic, says that demand is favoring areas that offer a mix of economic opportunity and affordability. So let's look at the two sides of the coin, where sellers are winning and where buyers are finally getting a break. If you are a homeowner, you're probably looking for that win. According to Zillow, several metro areas are shaping up to become seller superstars this year. And these are the places where buyers' demand is high, properties have momentum, and homes are flying off the shelf. The top 10 lists for sellers in order from top to bottom are listed here. But now let's talk about that number 5 spot. Seeing that San Jose is right up there in the top 5 isn't just a coincidence. It's a direct result of the AI revolution. Here in Silicon Valley, AI infrastructure and the housing market are completely intertwined. We're seeing massive investments in data centers and industrial space specifically designed to power the next generation of computing. This infrastructure isn't just about machines, though, it's also about the people. We are seeing a new wave of talent coming into the area for AI-related roles, and often with total compensation packages ranging from $300,000 to well over $400,000. These are high-earning professionals who are ready to invest in the community. And because of this influx and the specialized infrastructure that are supporting it, we expect to see both sellers and buyers become much more active in the coming months. Sellers are realizing that their property is more valuable than ever, and buyers, and many of them fueled by the AI-driven wealth, are eager to secure their piece of that Silicon Valley dream now, before they get even pricier. I want to give you some boots on the ground type of information that you probably won't find in the national news yet. As of the making of this video, we're still in January, so we don't have a complete month of raw MLS data yet. But I can tell you that the energy in the market has shifted. In our weekly sales meetings and across the real estate specific Facebook groups that I follow, the message is clear. The market activity is much more active than it was last year. We're seeing a surge in buyer activity as interest rates continue to trend on a downward path. But more importantly, there's a change in mindset. Buyers and sellers are choosing to move on with their lives. They're realizing that staying on the fence and waiting for rates to drop back down to 3 or 4% just isn't a winning strategy. Those rates aren't coming back anytime soon. Instead, they're taking advantage of the current 5 point something rates and the relative stability that we have right now. And these rates are the lowest that we've seen in the past 3 years. And if you're considering 15 years or adjustable rates, we're talking in the low 5%. Let's shift back to the national trend and talk about buyers, especially those of you trying to get into your very first home or those of you that may be from the Bay Area looking to relocate to a cheaper place to live. It's been a tough few years, I know. But Realtors.com has identified specific metros where the tide is turning. These are places where the someday of homeownership might actually become a reality this year for many people, especially if you are trying to sell your home here in the Bay Area and looking to buy in one of those other areas. The top 10 lists for first-time buyers include in order are these right here. Obviously, California cities are not on this list. What makes these spots special? It's a combination of more affordable price tags, better availability of homes, and strong local economies. And if you're looking in one of these markets, you should expect a much less intense bidding war type of an environment. You'll actually have room to negotiate on things like repairs or closing costs, and a much clearer path to getting an offer accepted without having to give up everything on the table. And before we move on to what this means for us locally, I'd love to hear from you. Are you planning to buy or sell this year, or are you holding off to see what happens with interest rates still? Drop a comment below and let's get a conversation going. And if you find that this information is helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps this channel reach more neighbors who may need this type of data. If you didn't hear your Bay Area city in these lists, don't stress. These lists are national snapshots. And the real takeaway here is that the markets are incredibly localized. You can buy or sell in any market, whether it's leaning buyer or sellers, as long as you have the right strategy. For example, if you're a seller in a market that favors buyers, you just have to be more aggressive with your home preparation and your pricing. And if you're a buyer in a seller's market, which is the reality for us here in Silicon Valley, you need to come prepared with a bulletproof offer and a solid pre-approval and down payment. And as a San Jose real estate agent, my job is to look past these national headlines and tell you what's happening in your specific neighborhood. Local factors like the expansion of tech campuses in the North San Jose area and the influx of AI talent from out of area changes the math for property values in the most sought after communities in and around the Bay Area. And that has been and always will be in these most highly sought after communities in Silicon Valley. The big lessons for 2026 is that the housing market isn't a one-size-fits-all type of a situation. And for us here in San Jose and Silicon Valley, the market is being reshaped by the dual forces of AI innovation and a renewed commitment from both buyers and sellers to move forward with their lives now, rather than wait for rates to fall to a level that is not coming and simply watching life pass them by on the sidelines. Whether your neighborhood leans towards the buyers or towards the sellers, the right strategy can put you in a position of power. And as a San Jose Realtor, I'm watching these trends closely because they affect everything from your property tax assessments to your monthly utility bills. And if you're here in San Jose and you're wondering whether your specific home fits into this puzzle, or if you're looking to make Silicon Valley your home this year despite the competition, let's connect. I'd love to help you navigate these trends and find the best path forward for you and your family. So thanks for watching now, and I'd like to see you in the next video.